Join us again for the young and the restless. This is CBS.
Coming up on Newsline 9 at noon, a Supreme Court decision that could affect up to 1/3 of the inmates on Oklahoma's death row.
A neighborhood finds itself the target of racist graffiti.
A dangerous bridge is the site of another accident.
And talk of a way to keep Arcadia Lake open.
Those stories and more next on Newsline 9 at noon.
Join us.
It's the best quiz show.
What is Jeopardy? My turn. He's the host who knows all the right questions.
Who is Alex Trebek?
They're talking Jeopardies. Jeopardies, the ability to communicate in the form of a question.
Watch Jeopardy, weekdays at 4:30, only on TV9.
No matter what the occasion, we fill it with pride and care and good taste. And maybe that's why we get invited back so often. There's a name for food this good. Hormel.
I'm Dr. Joel Dreyer, and I represent Central Oklahoma Psychiatric Center. I represent a group of men and women professionals. Alcohol is not just a drink, a symptom, or a problem. It's a struggle to live. Alcohol kills. It kills your love life, your sex life, your ability to work and enjoy life. If you or your loved ones need someone who listens, someone who cares, come talk to us at Central Oklahoma Psychiatric Center. We're here to help you come off alcohol and come back into life. 848-2286.
Pyle. Air conditioning and heat pump systems so dependable. We offer 5 years protection on every one. Call your nearest Heil dealer for a new central air conditioning system. Heil, born to run.
KWTV 9, the spirit of Oklahoma.
Now, Oklahoma's news leaders, Mitch Jelniker, Kerry Robertson, and Gary Lezak with the weather. This is Newsline 9.
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Carpenter. Mitch will be here at 5 o'clock.
And I'm Kerry Robertson. Thank you for joining us. The Supreme Court has overturned the death sentence of an Oklahoma killer, and that ruling could affect 25 to 30 other Oklahoma death row inmates. William Thomas Cartwright, convicted of killing his former boss in 1982, will get a new sentencing trial. Cartwright's appeal was based on the heinous, atrocious, and cruel language in the state's death penalty law. The justices found that wording to be too vague.
Jury selection has begun in the murder trial of Ronald Ray Smith, accused of murdering a woman while out of prison on a work release program. Kathy Jo Silverthorne's body was found in a bathtub at the Myriad Boater Inn in April of 1987. Prosecutors say she'd been beaten, choked with a lamp cord, and drowned in the bathtub. Charges had been dropped against Smith at one point because expert witnesses were not available, but the charges were later refiled. A shootout in Miami, Oklahoma has left an officer and one suspect dead. They were trying to arrest the officers, that is, 23-year-old Russell Wayne Haynes of Texas for allegedly violating his parole. Haynes apparently grabbed one of the officers' guns and began shooting. The police fired back. One of the bullets from the suspect's gun struck and killed Officer Brian Tennell. Haynes was also killed during the shootout. He had a record for assaulting a law officer in the past.
Oklahoma City police are investigating overnight vandalism in a local neighborhood, vandalism that appears to have anti-black message. Vandals used shoe polish to paint graffiti on car windows and on the doors of houses in a 3-block stretch of Northwest 33rd. Some of the graffiti read KKK all the way. Shirley Nero found a similar slogan painted on her car. She says she's not the only victim.
Houses along the block, other black houses. Whoever had written it on there knew who all the black families were in the neighborhood.
The neighborhood is racially mixed. Both white and black residents say there's never been any racial problems in the area. The top of a semi was sheared off this morning when it hit the Santa Fe Railway Bridge. The truck was more than 13 feet tall. The bridge has a clearance of only 12 feet 8 inches. The driver of the truck, Greg Brown of Houston, says he didn't see the warning signs until it was too late.
Just a loud noise. jerk. I was inside of the cab. Anyone who was on the outside said it sounds like maybe a train was falling off the track.
Brown was not hurt. He was cited for failure to devote full time and attention to driving. Last November at the same bridge, a truck overturned on a sports car and killed the driver. Several accidents involving trucks too tall for the bridge have happened over the years. Flashing lights and new warning signs have been posted, but some drivers still fail to see them.
City officials in Moore meet tonight to discuss a change in a controversial ordinance that limits the amount of time citizens may speak at city council meetings. The rule allows Moore residents 3 minutes to talk at those meetings. Some residents were arrested last month when they spoke longer than their allotted time. City officials have met with ACLU attorneys and now want to change the ordinance slightly. Some residents argue the proposed changes do not remove the 3-minute limit, and they say they'll keep fighting until it's gone. Newsline 9 has learned of a proposed plan by Edmond city officials to keep Lake Arcadia open. The Army Corps of Engineers has threatened to close the lake if Edmond doesn't pay money they say they owe. Meanwhile, city officials will meet today to talk about ways of paying their debt. Newsline 9's Sheila Highland has details.
Lake Arcadia has been open less than a year, and now it may be about to close. A 1988 bill from the Corps of Engineers says the city owes $9 million for 3 parks. But the contract says 8 parks would cost Edmond only $4 million. Edmond's city manager says the Corps has built half of what they agreed to, so they should be paid half, or $2 million.
We're hoping that we can come up with some sort of a action from the city council meeting that will result in the park staying open, but will not result in the city agreeing to pay the cost overruns that the Corps has run up.
If the Corps rejects the offer, Spiegel says the city has other options. One is a bond issue to raise money for the Corps' demands. That proposal would need the voters' approval. A bait and tackle shop down the road from Arcadia has been doing great business since the lake opened. Closing it would be disastrous.
It probably would put us out of business. Our taxpayers have, paid for that lake, and we all want to keep it open. And certainly, I feel like I'd have to support a bond issue, but I won't say it's right.
I'm not sure how I'd vote for it. I'd have to vote in favor of our business, that's for sure.
Edmond city officials are taking the Corps' threats seriously. In the past, the Corps has threatened to close other projects, and in fact has done so when payments weren't made.
Some residents in Central City claim their opposition to a neighborhood traffic plan was intentionally blocked. Folks in Heritage Hills East are angry about several traffic barriers going up in their neighborhood this summer. They say from the beginning those in charge of the project didn't want to hear their opinions.
There was a memo that the neighborhood organization sent out back in '86. I did not receive a copy of it. I knew nothing about the neighborhood meeting.
People that don't like something are going to say things like that. I think that we've tried hard to listen to everybody's reservations and suggestions and ideas, and we've tried to incorporate as many of those into our plan as we could.
Wiggins says the plan has been in the work for 4 years, and residents have had plenty of time to voice their opposition.
Oklahoma spends less new money for schools than any state of the nation, according to information from the National Education Association. Since 1982, state revenue for Oklahoma schools has increased by only 2%. That compares with a national average of 41%. Other states in the region also increased education funding at a much greater rate than Oklahoma. Texas up 39%, Missouri 41%, Arkansas 54%. OEA President Kyle Dahlem says the statistics threaten to lead Oklahoma into a third world educational system.
We've got to get off of the rhetorical support and get on with the financial support. In fact, the economic situation can't be used as an excuse anymore because we have fallen too far behind right now.
Dahlem says that if we continue to lag behind other states in education, we'll soon see a significant difference in the end product.
Still ahead on Newsline 9, Gary's forecast for the week.
Celebrating beating a disease.
Alleged drug dealers get a surprise.
And we're pleased from 6 trapped minors ignored by their bosses.
Oklahoma Discount Furniture, 3-piece Camelback sofa, love seat, and chair, $266. That's right, $266. Oklahoma Discount Furniture, 6103 Southeast 29th at Sooner Road.
Good food starts off fresh, but to keep it that way, you used to have to freeze it. or load it with things most human beings can't pronounce. Well, no more. Now there is Top Shelf, a complete line of main course meals that stay fresh without a freezer, a refrigerator, or even one single preservative. You can take them anywhere, store them anywhere, and microwave them in 1/3 the time it takes frozen. And by the way, Top Shelf is loaded with something not everyone can say: taste.
I used to dread having my carpets cleaned, wasting a morning so I could be here, waiting 2 days for the carpet to dry. But I finally found someone I can trust to do it right, even while I'm away at work. It's all yours.
Steamatic gets rid of odor, dirt, oils, and 95% of the bacteria in your carpet. Steamatic brings back brighter, fresher colors to your furniture and draperies. And our patented processes are safe for virtually all natural and synthetic fibers. Someone you can trust to do it right. Call Blackman Moore and Steamatic today.
I'm starved. Let's hop into Hardee's for a salad. Hardee's has burgers. Hardee's has salads, too. Oh, yeah? Garden salad, seafood salad, chef salad. Ooh, I love salad. And Hardee's makes them fresh by hand. Wow, well, what's a hand?
Now Hardee's is out to win you over with a garden, chef, or seafood salad. You just can't find a fresher salad.
I want a seafood salad. Rabbits don't eat seafood. Rabbits don't drive cars either. Good point.
Hop on over to a participating Hardee's for one of 3 garden fresh salads.
Watch that curb. What curb? That curb.
The owners of a coal mine in Germany, where an explosion killed dozens of miners last week, have admitted that radio contact was made with missing miners hours after the blast, but that contact was broken off to search for more miners. Family members of some of the dead say now the rescue workers bungled the search. Meanwhile, diggers found 2 more bodies today, bringing the total of confirmed dead to 47.
2 U.S. Marines based in Okinawa were killed today when a machine gun went off accidentally. The accident occurred at Camp Hansen on the southern Japanese island. Officials say one of the Marines was pronounced dead on arrival at a hospital. The other died while undergoing emergency surgery. The victims' names are being withheld pending notification of next of kin. A Marine spokesman says they do not know if the accident occurred during a training exercise. A U.S. military plane has crashed in the South China Sea. The Navy says at least 2 members of a 4-man crew were killed yesterday when an anti-submarine plane from the U.S. Enterprise went down. 1 crew member was rescued and 1 is missing. Mike?
A TV news team from Limestone County, Alabama, captured a dramatic drug bust on tape this weekend. The sheriff and 3 other lawmen watched a drug deal from about 50 yards away. Then they moved in.
Put that gun down! Put that gun down! Put the gun down!
One of the 3 suspects got away. While the sheriff fought with another, no one noticed the 3rd suspect in the car. Before lawmen could get to him, he shot a reserve deputy in the leg. Finally, with the help of local residents who happened to pass by, both suspects were subdued. Police arrested a 37-year-old man and his 17-year-old son from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. They've been charged with attempted murder and trafficking in marijuana. Police seized about 5 pounds of it.
The final day of the primary campaign is coming up tomorrow with voting in 4 states. The biggest prize is California, and some say it may be the clincher for Michael Dukakis. Polls show Dukakis leading in all 4 states holding primaries Tuesday.
I'm just going to wrap up with this. We're going to win a decisive victory here in California, a decisive victory in New Jersey and Montana and in New Mexico. And we're going to go on and win this nomination.
According to CBS News estimates, Dukakis is only 251 delegates short of the Democratic nomination. Victory in California alone could push Dukakis over the top.
Gary Lezak is next with the weather.
So stay with us. We'll be right back.
One of the things DuPont says can end up on its Stainmaster carpet can actually make any carpet look better. Stanley Steamer, the carpet cleaner DuPont chose as the authorized warranty service company for its Stainmaster carpet. Now, if we're good enough to service DuPont's best carpet, don't you think we're good enough to clean yours? Stanley Steamer. Anything less just isn't carpet cleaning.
2 rooms, only $38.
I'm Saul Fessman, president of Queen City Home Healthcare. I'd like to tell you about a medical product that is very effective and may be at no cost to you. This is the seat lift chair that is also a recliner. It is being used by thousands of people who suffer from severe arthritis as a form of treatment in their homes. Best of all, if you qualify, you could receive this chair at no cost. Here's how. you must have a qualifying condition such as severe arthritis or other diseases which makes the chair a medically necessary treatment. You must be enrolled in Medicare Part B and have a Medicare co-insurance policy which covers the Medicare deductible and co-payment. Many people suffer from arthritis and cannot get up from a seated position. This chair will give them the freedom to get around and help them avoid falls and injuries. So if you're a Medicare recipient and you meet the previous conditions, then you can get this recline and lift chair delivered to your door at no cost. Call 1-800-544-3500 toll free. 1-800-544-3500.
You'd be surprised how many foods we like have too much cholesterol. But not this one. Kraft Touch of Butter Spread has almost no cholesterol. And studies show that lowering the amount of fat and cholesterol in your diet may lower cholesterol levels in your body, and that may reduce the risk of heart disease. So make Touch of Butter part of your diet. It has half the calories of margarine, and you even get a bonus, a touch of real butter. Kraft Touch of Butter is today's smarter spread.
Here's Gary Lezak to tell us what's going on outside.
Well, it's Monday, and it's turning out to start out really nice this week.
You promised a beautiful weekend, and we got one.
Yeah, we sure did.
Good work, Gary.
Let's promise a good week. How about
All right.
that? Okay, well, it's going to be nice most of this week, although by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, it's going to start to become very hot outside. Right now, our temperature in Oklahoma City, 81 degrees. It's getting warm out there already. The humidity, 43%. The wind southeast at 12 miles per hour. And the barometric pressure, if you're setting your barometer, 30.12. And right now, it's just about steady, maybe rising very slowly. Records for today's date back on June 6th. In 1911, 102 degrees. We had a mini heat wave in June that year, so you'll probably see 1911 there quite a bit over the next few days. 52 degrees, our record low. That's significant. I'll tell you why in just a second. This morning's low, 60. So we were just 8 degrees above that record, but portions of the state dropped down into the mid-50s this morning. 85 is our normal high temperature, 64 our normal low. So below normal so far today, and yesterday and over the weekend we were slightly below normal, but beginning today and for the rest of the week, we're going to see those temperatures go a little bit above normal. Look at the pollen and mold count. Some good news, the pollen count all the way down to 46. It's the lowest it's been so far since we've been keeping track of it this year. But the mold count stays extreme, 14,630. Hopefully that'll drop by the end of the week. This morning's lows, look at these, 62 in Ardmore, 57 in Lawton, 54 degrees this morning in the Enid area, so close to a record there, 57 in Ponca City. Now, temperatures are going to be warming up, some moisture is working up from the south, and we are, of course, getting very close to summertime, so I don't think we're going to see temperatures this cool for quite some time. We'll probably be in the 60s or warmer from here on in. Now, maybe 1 or 2 days we'll get this cool, but right now this may have been the last pleasant morning in a while, although tomorrow won't be that bad. Temperatures this afternoon have warmed up into the 70s and 80s, 85 degrees in Ardmore. The winds are out of the southeast across the state once again, fairly light, so 5 to 15 miles per hour. Yesterday the winds were very light. In fact, they were so light I was able to hit a home run in my softball game Sunday, but not in Saturday's game, our benefit softball game for against Midwest City's ambulance there. But anyhow, yesterday was a beautiful day. Today, a little bit higher on the wind speeds. Tomorrow, the winds will be about 10 to 20, and that'll be the general rule for the rest of the week. Satellite shot, a storm in the northeast part of the country, really not that significant. But here is a massive storm in the west. In fact, it is unbelievable. Here it is June. Lake Tahoe on the California-Nevada border. It is snowing this morning at lake level. Extremely unusual for June. It snowed in May, it snowed in June, and it didn't snow this winter hardly at all. Really unusual. Can't wait to see what's going to happen this winter. But in Oklahoma, clear skies will be the rule. A few cumulus clouds puffing up during the afternoon. Otherwise, really nice. 91 in Dallas tomorrow. 92 in Kansas City. It could be near 90 across much of Oklahoma tomorrow. The storm out west will stay out there. This front's going to inch its way eastward, but it's not going to make it into Oklahoma this week anyhow, so we'll gradually warm up. The southeast, some thunderstorms. In fact, that's the storm that affected Oklahoma last week. 5-day forecast, 87 today, 88 tomorrow, near 90 on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And we don't have any lightning bolts flashing today because there's little or no chance of rain, although by Wednesday, a thunderstorm could pop up in an isolated spot or two. Forecast for the state. Today, sunshine, highs in the 80s. to 94. For tonight, fair and mild with lows in the 50s and 60s. And tomorrow, sunshine, hot temperatures, highs 86 to 96. And for Oklahoma City, 87 today, 88 tomorrow. If it's below 90, I usually don't call it hot, but it's going to be awfully close to 90 degrees tomorrow.
With a little humidity, maybe?
Yes. Humidity is going to be on the increase.
We need some rain so badly.
Yeah.
What's up tomorrow on the morning show?
Tomorrow, we're going to have some summer fun ideas for kids. We're going to find out about a book that is a resource for all different kinds of services for young children throughout the summer. And also, we're going to meet Oklahoma's new dairy princess, Susie Davis from Ripley, Oklahoma. She's going to make banana ice cream. Homemade banana ice cream. Sound good?
That's my favorite. Plus, how to sell a house in a buyer's market. Realtor Linda Almaraz will be here tomorrow morning, and that's all at 6 o'clock. Try to join us.
On TV9 Morning. Still ahead on Newsline 9, celebrating life after cancer. But first, a check of today's prices from the Oklahoma National Stockyards.
Your family could win a Star-Spangled Salute to America vacation at Walt Disney World from your Coca-Cola bottler. You'll fly there on Delta, the official airline of Walt Disney World, and relax at the Disney Village Resort. Look for details at participating IGA stores and watch TV9 Morning every Friday to see if you've won. Come celebrate America at Walt Disney World with Coca-Cola Classic.
One of the things DuPont says can end up on its Stainmaster carpet can actually make any carpet look better. Stanley Steamer, the carpet cleaner DuPont chose as the authorized warranty service company for its Stainmaster carpet. Now, if we're good enough to service DuPont's best carpet, don't you think we're good enough to clean yours? Stanley Steamer. Anything less just isn't carpet cleaning.
2 rooms, only $38.
More pecani sauce.
Let's use mine.
Well, that isn't paste pecani sauce.
What's the difference?
Paste is made from fresh vegetables and spices by folks in San Antonio who know what pecani sauce should taste like.
Well, this stuff's made in New York City.
New York City!
Stranger, I hope you can beat a full house.
Pick up the original. Pick up the pace.
I've always wanted to work in a modern office with great people and a chance to move ahead. Dickinson helped me.
Thanks to my computer training at Dickinson, I have a career that's in demand.
I enjoy helping people and working in the medical field. That's why I became a medical secretary.
I enjoy working with numbers. Dickinson gave me the opportunity to start my career in accounting.
Get the training you need to start a rewarding career. Call Dickinson at 681-2300. That's 681-2300 now.
Most of us think the worst when we hear the word cancer. It's a disease experts say more than a quarter of us will face someday. But all news about cancer isn't bad. Newsline 9's Jennifer Reynolds tells us about those who are surviving the illness, numbers that are growing every year.
Internship and residency in internal medicine.
We've gotten to where we take one day at a time, try and make the most of that.
This is National Cancer Survivors Day. At Norman Regional Hospital, dozens of folks who've lived to tell about cancer gathered to celebrate their cures. Dorella Logan was diagnosed with breast cancer nearly 10 years ago at age 59.
The malignancy was rather large. There were lymph nodes involved, and so I had to have quite a lot of extra treatment, but I'm still here and I'm a survivor.
The folks who were cured of cancer at the Norman Hospital are celebrating another happening today, the groundbreaking for a new $3 million cancer treatment center. Both events have hospital officials smiling.
I think it's great because of the fact that patients need to know, future patients, since 1 in 3 to 1 in 4 will get cancer, that today we are seeing survivors and many survivors. And I think that's great. That's a very positive thing to tell people.
In fact, doctors say they are now curing half of all cancer patients, which means in the future on Cancer Survivors Day, there will be more folks like Dorella Logan who can get in on this celebration. In Norman, Jennifer Reynolds, Newsline 9.
And on Wall Street today, trading is moderate with both industrials and crude prices down. West Texas Intermediate is off a dime at $17.40 a barrel. The Dow Jones is off nearly 5 at 2066.50. Transportations are unchanged. Utilities are off 65, with more than 79 million shares being traded so far. In regional stocks, Southwestern Bell is off 1/8, Phillips up 1/8, Kerr-McGee unchanged, and Fleming up 1/8. OG&E is unchanged. One Oak is off 1/4. On the metals market, New York gold is off 15 cents. June gold is off a dime. New York silver is up 1 cent. July silver is up 10 cents. Our financial information is courtesy Dean Witter.
Next, is it curtains for the Carpenter Square Theater?
Or is it merely an intermission between acts?
On your mark. Inside every slice of rainbow bread,
Get set.
there's a commitment to help your kids stay healthy and active. Fresh, wholesome rainbow bread can be an important part of a well-balanced meal. And the Rainbow Iron Kids program helps kids all across the country stay fit and proud. Rainbow, the bread of Iron Kids.
The lights shined brightly on Broadway last night as theater people saluted their best season ever. But it was a London import that took the most honors at the 42nd Annual Tony Awards. The Phantom of the Opera won 7 Tonys, including Best Musical and Best Actor for star Michael Crawford. Another musical, Into the Woods, picked up 3 awards, including Best Musical Score. And Anything Goes gave new life to an old standard, and this version won 3 Tonys.
Oklahoma City's theater scene is undergoing a change. Carpenter Square, housed in an old warehouse downtown, is shutting its doors. As Newsline 9's Kim Cook tells us, it may not be the final curtain, though, for the troupe.
The new sign out front is the lone reminder of the color that came alive on stage inside this old crumbling warehouse. Carpenter Square Theater opened its first season 3 years ago. It boasted of bringing off-Broadway plays to its just-off-Classen location. The troupe who performed here struggled to earn its now loyal following. And for actor Len Slater, it all happened here.
But the actors have made this theater. You could plop some of our actors down in the middle of that empty stage over there with no set, with no props, with no costumes, and they could perform the daylights out of you. That's what makes Carpenter Square different.
But the walls will soon be torn down to make way for a city-county jail. One wall will be sorely missed by the characters who pinned their memories there.
And everyone put something down that's special about the show or special about it to the person who was in it.
The actors agreed it was time for them to leave. They'd outgrown the building. They're looking for another downtown location. But even if they find it, Slater says it won't be quite the same.
It's going to be sad to lose it because I think this building has a soul of its own, and it knows that for the last days that it was here, it housed something very special.
Slater says fortunately the spirit of Carpenter Square will not fade, even if their lights shine somewhere else. Kim Cook, Newsline 9.
I've seen some wonderful productions at that theater. Have you ever been to
I have
Carpenter
not.
Square?
Maybe I'll go when it reopens somewhere. Coming up tonight at 5 and 6 on Newsline 9, a new clinic opens in Oklahoma City to treat the area's homeless. Barbara Wallace will have that story.
Plus, a grand jury is being asked to look into the case of a toddler whose death was ruled a homicide. The case is more than 3 years old, and the father is pressing that something be done concerning the wrongful death of his daughter.
And Gan Matthews will have an update on the racist vandals who hit the city's northwest side last night. Now here's Gary again.
You have to get excited. This weather's pretty nice.
You do.
Okay, let's check the 5-day forecast. 87 today, up to 90, near 90 Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Air conditioner weather for sure. You know, yesterday I didn't even have to use my air conditioner, which is unusual for June.
And you're going to have to by the end of the week, surely.
Probably later today. It's getting a little more humid. So.
Okay, beautiful report there. Unless you need and want
rain. We need some
right.
rain.
Have a nice day, everybody.
Hairstyles for the Channel 9 News team furnished by Logsdon Hair Designers. Newsline 9 is the #1 rated newscast in Oklahoma.
Finally found a friend. She is my friend. Yes, I found a friend in...
Weekdays at 3, only on TV 9.
If you think Farm Fresh is just milk, well, you've got a few more things coming. Farm Fresh, the fastest growing family of dairy and bakery products in this part of the country. It's true.
You can almost taste the sunshine in the good things from Farm Fresh.
Mommy, it hurts!
Mediquick is the quickest way I know to treat minor cuts, scrapes, and scratches. Mediquick protects against infection and helps heal the hurt. And for extra protection, Mediquick antibiotic ointment.
Someone has done something new for minor arthritis pain and its stiffness with more medicine than regular Bengay. Introducing new extra strength arthritis formula from Mentholatum Deep Heating.
They come from an institution.
What?
The institution of marriage.
I got to deal with these weirdos every day.
The all-new Newlywed Game.
Just leave it on the desk. Whoa.
Trish? Yeah. Cancel the order from Milano. Because I want you to. Someday, Rocco Corner. Someday.
Mr. Forrester? I'm sorry to just barge in on you, but your secretary's not at her desk.
Yeah, right.
I'm Jennifer Dalton, one of the Otis Parsons Design School students.
Otis? Oh, right, of course. Otis Parsons.
I've heard so much about you, Mr. Forrester. It's so great that you let us come and observe how a fashion house really works.
It's no problem.
I would just give anything to be able to design for a house like Forrester when I graduate.
Really? Well, as you know, Jennifer, quality. Quality is the hallmark here at Forrester. And, of course, we only hire the utmost, absolute best in the business.
Listen, I know that this is a lot to ask, but would you look at my portfolio?
Certainly. Of course, I am always very eager to lend a helping hand to new, young, exciting, very beautiful talent.
Well, great.
Please, please.
Now, I thought that the mid-calf length with the rose print worked well for this one. Don't you think?